Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving into the very curious world of transdermal wellness patches.
And we're going to focus our analysis on the Glorenda Patch using the source material we've reviewed.
Right. Our mission here is to move past the glossy marketing claims.
The promises of better energy or general wellness. We want to look at the actual science, the transparency, and what users are reporting.
And you can see the appeal, right? It's marketed as this easy transdermal system.
You just slap it on.
Exactly. And the ingredients are supposed to, seep through your skin over a few hours. It's the ultimate set it and forget it routine.
But before we go any further, we have to put a crucial disclaimer out there.
Okay.
This is educational commentary. It is not medical advice. We're analyzing marketing claims and consumer feedback from our sources, not telling you what to do or what not to do.
Got it. So let's talk mechanics. The whole idea of a medical patch isn't new. It's legitimate.
Oh, for sure. Pharmaceutical patches have been around for decades, and they work very well.
So if the tech is that old, why is it so tricky for basic wellness ingredients? What's the roadblock?
That is the core question, and it really gets interesting here. For any of this to work, the ingredients have to get through the skin's main defense layer.
The stratum corneum.
Exactly. And this is the brick wall that many of these wellness patches just run into. There's a technical factor called molecular weight. If an ingredient, like a big vitamin molecule, is over about 500 Daltons,
Skin just locks it out.
it essentially does, yeah. The barrier is just too effective.
So it's not the mechanism, it's the application of it to these specific larger molecules.
Precisely. And with Glorenda, our source material points out a big transparency gap here.
How so?
The explanation of how much of their ingredients actually get absorbed is, well, it's vague. They often talk about proprietary absorption technology.
Right, without showing the data to back it up.
Exactly. And without that verified absorption data, it's almost impossible to know if it's effective. If only a tiny amount gets through, you're not getting a therapeutic dose.
And that seems to line up with the user reports. They were really mixed.
All over the place.
Some people said they felt a slight, a subjective boost in energy or focus after using it for a while.
But just as many people reported feeling absolutely no difference at all.
Yeah.
And that pattern, that inconsistency, is really key. It often points to a combination of things, maybe a potential placebo effect.
You believe it's working, so you feel a little better.
Right. That, or maybe a very minor stimulation from whatever small amount of ingredients did manage to get through. But we aren't talking about measurable metabolic changes.
And speaking of what people feel, there's the other side of it too, the negative reactions. A number of users in the source material mentioned getting mild redness or some irritation right where the patch was sitting.
And that's a really fascinating point about consumer transparency.
So,
It's a reminder that even products labeled natural can cause a physical reaction. It could be the adhesive, it could be an ingredient.
so you need to pay attention to how your own body responds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even with something that seems totally harmless.
So if we synthesize all this, what's the big takeaway? Based on the source material, it seems the Glorenda patch isn't, an overt fraud, but the results for most people are subtle at best.
Subtle and not really supported by strong, disclosed scientific data. At the end of the day, established wellness methods are probably more reliable if you're looking for measurable benefits.
So what does this all mean for you listening at home?
I think it means when you're evaluating any of these new wellness products, you should really focus on whether the company explains how it works.
Not just that it works, but the scientific mechanism.
Yes. And are there any peer-reviewed studies that support their absorption claims? Don't just settle for it works through your skin.
You need to be asking, okay, but how much actually gets through?
And that leads to a bigger sort of final thought to mull over.
Go on.
We know that a lot of these claims, especially around energy and metabolism, are still under active investigation by bodies like the NIH.
Right, the science isn't totally settled.
Exactly. So how do you, as a consumer, ethically assess a product when its key mechanism is based on a proprietary technology?
Hey, technology that isn't disclosed or verified by anyone else. That's a really good question. Definitely something worth thinking about.